Okay, it's Tabby here. Since I keep forgetting to record all my finished projects, I ended up putting new ones in between. So I ended up giving some of them away to like friends for presents and stuff like that. And I have a friend that's going to sell the items for me. So I'm just going to pre-count them and put them in a box that's right next to me. And I'll post the ones that I did. I did a frog case for my friend because her phone fell in the toilet. I felt bad for her. And I made her like a frog phone case and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm going to show the projects I do have finished, because then I'll count, these ones will be counted. And some of them are new, so I'm not going to remember what year they got done by. So just to cut the story short, we'll just say I got them done in a few years. The ones I recently got done are these washcloths. I have 2 of them. And these are the easy ones where you start from the corner and you end down here. A friend of mine wanted me to make about, I think I made about 6 of these, and she gave me 11 bucks for them. She liked those. This one was from scratch. This one, I think it was done in 2016 or 15. I think I got this one done. It was a pattern. I can't remember. This one's a different one, though. It's not the corner or the corner one. Otherwise. Okay. This next thing I made from Double Stitch Twins. Basically, you have a shirt. I hope that's, it's hard to focus all this in there. But this is a big, or a medium shirt, I think. Let's see, what size is this? Oh, this is an X1. This would actually fit me. And then both of them have the same arm things, and you sew them on the cuff of the shirt. So there's both of them on there. I got that one done. It was a Double Stitch Twins design. A couple of these will be Double Stitch Twins. I can't remember every single one. I think this one's also Double Stitch Twins. It's a cropped sweater, so it's a small one. You sew it in the back. You slip stitch it in the back and stuff. It's sew on the arms. The arms are really long. I'm trying to focus as much as I can in this video, because once they're in the box, I'm not going to be showing them off anymore, because they'll be, and there's another Double Stitch Twins. It's again on the back it was joined a little bit. And then this is a vest. I don't remember what kind of vest this is. It was out of their book though. It's a big one though, but I worked really hard on that. The next thing I made, it's supposed to have a 2-way zipper on it. I don't know where to buy a 2-way zipper, so I just left it open work. It's a shawl. It's a gothic shawl. So I made it with I just mixed the yarns up with it. I used Red Heart brown yarn, and it's got the holes in it and stuff. The neck side is up here. It's hard to focus this one. And both sides are the same. They're both the same size length, kind of look like wings. It's really hard to focus this in the camera, so just bear with me. I made that one. I made a sweater I think it's kind of like a sweater top, or no, it's just a top. I don't know if anybody would ever wear this, but hopefully they do. This one doesn't have a neck collar or nothing. It's just got open work. I just made this one from scratch. So I did it without a neck thing, because I think somebody might wear this, I guess. And it's just got like a bunched up on the sides. The arm pieces. I made this, and I made it into a lawn piece, and then I joined it at the ends right here, so it would have like shapes to it. I don't know if I'd have to fix that up in order to sell it, but that's the best I can do for it. Okay, the last one out of this one is another Double Stitch Twins one. That last one wasn't Double Stitch Twins. That was from scratch. I can't remember what kind of top this is, but it's got the armhole things. I think these are armhole things. I think it's a shrug, if I remember correctly. It's really hard to focus this one, and because it doesn't want to stay in a circle, it kind of bunches up a little bit. That one took a little time. I can't remember how many hours these all took. Toss the bag under here because that one's empty. Okay, I'll do the Darn Good Yarn ones next. This was a bag, like a drawstring bag. It's kind of hard to open it a little bit and tighten it. I don't know if I have to fix this one before I sell it, but it takes time to open it a little bit. So you gotta kind of take your time, because this is fragile yarn. If you pull it too hard, it'll rip, but so far it seems to be doing good. It's not ripping. I made this out of scratch. I did the front post and the back posts on here. It came out really nice though. It's like a little drawstring bag I did from scratch. I think I made this next one in 2000. It was either 2019 or 2020 when I finished it, because I was helping somebody with their laundry for a while, And while I was stuck at the laundromat for a while, I had to stay there till the laundry was done so I could quit my, I quit that job now, but I still have a part-time job. But otherwise, this one is what I was working on. I did this from scratch, and I showed the maker of Darn Good Yarn. I can't remember the yarn colors, or I keep forgetting what the colors are because they give them different names. But I made this one on the bottom, and then I did these, what are supposed to be cluster stitches. I made these from scratch. The pattern's somewhere in my computer. I'll have to put it on my new computer since I have it on my old computer, so I had to copy the files so I could put it on there. I'm probably going to keep this one inside the bag, actually, because I don't want to mix those. Not that the other ones don't deserve to be mixed or nothing. Here's a bag I did from scratch again. This one I actually I folded I could speak English, I folded let me think what it's called, the bag strap, if I can speak English, and I folded it and sewed it shut. But then I left it open to sew on the inside, on the wrong side. I sewed it on the wrong side, on the inside. It turned out nice. It's a nice little bag. I'm going to put these back in here. And the last thing I made right here, I think this is a size medium. I made 2 of them. I think this one's, I can't remember, it's a midnight, I think it's something midnight. I can't remember the yarn. I know it's really pretty though. Or Sunset Lovers or whatever it was called. It was really nice. Let me see if I can find the thumb hole now. You put it on. This one I can actually put on. And then this is a really big one. I think it's meant for a bigger hand. I guess a medium hand person like me could wear it too. It's basically a fingerless glove that I made. I made a couple different ones. So this is another one I made. I'm basically just going to put these back in here because the Darn Good yarns, not that they're more special than the other projects, but I like to kind of keep them inside the bag, so I can tell which ones are the Darn Good yarns, because this one's made from that yarns that's been recycled. Their yarns are pricey, don't get me wrong, but they're still good yarns. Okay, the next set, and I tied this one together. I didn't tie the other one together because I could tell that one apart. I think this one's either a medium or small. I think this one's actually a small, to tell you the truth. This is another fingerless glove. I don't know if my hand will fit. We'll see if it'll fit. Yeah, it'll fit. My finger's bending because I have both my middle fingers do it. I had carpal tunnel surgery done on the 28th of March, and it's the 2nd of April right now, but otherwise my finger is triggered, so that's why it bends. If anybody's wondering, my finger, I can't bend it up straight. It's stupid. I'm going to have to probably buy a splint to fix that, I guess, but anyways, this is a fingerless glove. So I got that, and I think it's supposed to be a small set or a medium set, whichever. It'll fit a medium or a small. Regardless, it'll fit. And I can't remember what this was supposed to be. I think this was supposed to be like something you wear around your neck. Like you put it on. It's not like a regular scarf. Like I guess you could knot it right here and it would just keep your neck warm. Kind of like a cowl would, and I do make cowls too. So that's another thing. I'll probably maybe take a picture of my cowl and maybe I'll put it on the end of this video. I might do that. I'm thinking, but I might do that. But anyways, another fingerless gloves. Yes, like I said, I had a few of these, but this one I made from scratch. This one actually, it's hard to show with that one. I did I think it's a 6-stitch cable, and then I did pearls, so this cable stitch would show in knit. And that's another set of those. Like, different pattern, but same set type thing. I have like a bunch of these. Here's another one I made. It's this one I made from scratch. Let me see, I gotta find a finger hole in this one, I think. If I can find, no, there wasn't a finger hole. There was a finger area in here I forgot about. This one was a different one. This one I actually sewed the finger thing. It kind of looks like a creature. I don't know, kind of like the creature from the Black Lagoon. I guess he had like those, I watched that show out like crazy when I was a kid. It's kind of like a creature from the Black Lagoon, the scales that stick between the fingers. I remember there was something like that on that monster. It was kind of funny. Well, I made sure to tie some of these together. We have to tie that Darn Good Yarn one together, I guess. I made a really, really small belt that's made out of 2 yarns. I used a, let me think what it's called. Okay, this one I think it's called eyelash yarn or something like that. Eyelash yarn because of all the, the little feathery parts. It's like an eyelash yarn. But I also used a regular purple yarn underneath this. So it mostly looks like I just used that yarn, but I used a other yarn with it. So I used like a 4-weight with that. I know it was a 4-weight Red Heart purple yarn. And I mixed that with the feather yarn, because the feather yarn was so skinny, I was afraid it was going to break if I just like crocheted or knitted. And I think this is crochet. Yeah, this is crocheted. But yeah, this is a really small belt. I guess if you're a little kid, you could. My nose is itchy. I'm like a cat, I itch my nose sometimes. But anyways, if you fold it in half, it's really short. It's like meant for a little kid. That was one thing. And again, we got another one of those neck things. I'm calling it a neck thing because I don't know what else you could use this for. I was going to call it a belt, but again, you could tie it around and just keep your neck warm. I think these would be like a neck warm tie thing. Like that blue one was. My nose is getting itchy. I don't know why. Okay, here's one of my cowls. I didn't have to post, unless I have to post my other one. My other one was a knitted one I made with a hat knitting loom, or not knitting loom, a hat knitting like circular needles. I call it a hat one because that's the one I make hats with normally. If I try to make hats with them, but the tops usually don't turn out all the time. But anyways, it's like it stretches on one side. It doesn't want to stretch on this side because I guess this side was too tight. But somebody could still wear this. I know cowls are popular. This is a small one though. This is like a basket weave one, but it's a little smaller. Another double stitch twins one. I know this is double stitch twins because I can memorize some of their patterns. This is the chain scarf. They usually made like this hat that went with the scarf. I don't remember if it's in here. It might be in here, but anyways, this is a scarf. It's not to keep you warm. It's just for looks, pretty much. It's hard to show the whole thing on camera, so I'll try and fold it over a little bit. So if you fold it over, it would be really. It's just like one of those going out looking type scarves. If I fold it in half, it'll be that long if you double that up. It's hard to show it perfectly in the camera, but like I said, bear with me. Now this scarf I made, I don't remember if it was Burnett or Red Heart. I can't always remember the yarns. I know Darner Yarn one, I could tell those ones easy. This one's got the pom-poms on it. It's a nice scarf. And I actually made one of these for my mom once, but otherwise it's got like a bunch of different pom-poms. The pom-poms are actually not sewn on, they're actually part of the yarn. I don't know if they're still selling this yarn, because some of the yarns I know they sell these yarns. There's a piece of dog hair in there, but anyways, they have these yarns for a certain amount of time, and I guess they run out of the fabric, and that's the part that kind of sucks, you know, because it's a really nice scarf too. And they make good hats too, I'm sure. Now, I had my circular knitting, I can't remember if it's called a Stro or what the heck it is. It's an easy knitting machine. You just crank it. It's not a, I got a, I can't remember what that one is called, but otherwise, I have this 2 knitting machines, and one works better than the other ones. I can't remember what it was called, a Toronto, or however you pronounce it. But I made a long hat with that one, and it kind of looks funny a little bit, but it turned out okay. It's pretty long. But yeah. And again, fingerless gloves. We got that fingerless glove thing we got to do again. This one was, I think this one, yeah, this one was knitted, flat panel knitted, and I just sewed it together. And then, of course, I put this one as a small, and it fits on a medium hand. My hands are medium, but it'll fit on a medium hand besides a small hand, so both ways it'll work. And I can take that off so it doesn't fit my hand, because I could re-put that on there. Put a different one on there. Alright, and this one's actually a wool yarn. And I used what was left of the wool yarn to hold it together. Yes, it's another fingerless gloves. Those were like a hit for a couple of years ago before I started getting carpal tunnel and all that jazz. All that finger pain. I gotta try and get rid of that. Trigger fingers. Let's see if there's something they can give me for that. But anyways, this is what it looks like. And this one is actually not made like up and down here. It's made from the side. So what I did was I made it flat panel. I took my hand and I left a hole here, and I had to use stitch markers to mark where the hole should be, and I just whip stitched it together. So this one, it's a knitted one, and of course it worked perfectly fine. So you can make a long flat panel and make it like that too. You can do lots of versions of these however you want to make them. Oh, almost emptied this bag. Okay. This is supposed to be a belt. It's kind of a weird one. I call it the window belt because there's all these little windows in here. And if I fold it in half, it's going to be a little bit more one color because I was running out of color. So it's a window belt. That's what I call it. You could probably make a shawl with this kind of stitch pattern, I'm guessing. I don't usually make too many clothes items. I make certain things and then I don't make a blanket yet because I'm trying to figure out when to, I'm going to try to make a blanket that's going to take a long time because those take a long time. And this yarn I just fell in love with, which really sucks because they quit selling it. They discontinued it. It's a line brand one. It's called Stitch Bird. It is beautiful yarn, and I found this girl's pattern on YouTube somewhere. Well, anyways, this is another one of the cowls. This is the pattern that I followed on her site. If I put the cowl on, it's kind of hard to wear it at first, but you kind of have to bunch it down like this. It's a nice cowl, and the Stitch Bird yarn is really pretty. I can't remember the color this one was, though. But really sad how they discontinue. I mean, they must have ran out of fabric to make it. Sometimes they run out of parts to fix machines, and then they have to, you know, get new machine stuff made. And it's really pretty yarn. I like it. It's sad that it's discontinued. You know, you fall in love with that new color, and then they discontinue it, and that's the part that sucks. I'll throw that bag aside. Okay. Next category, hats. And this one, I don't know if this one would fit me, but this one's a ponytail one. They make the holes for the ponytail and stuff like that. This one doesn't stretch or anything. This is just stick your hair in there and put your hat on your head. I don't know if it's big enough for certain people to wear. I think this one is my head size. Yeah, my head size is around 6.5 inches. It'll fit me, but the ponytail's supposed to go on the top, through the top. That was the first time I ever made one of those. I can't remember if I made that one on... I think I made that one crochet-wise, if I remember correctly. This one was made on a knitting loom, that actual knitting loom. And you could sew this on top of a cap some lady showed. It's a... I mean, on the outside it looks nice. On the inside it looks kind of messy. But, yeah, it's a... if I can speak English, it's a checker pattern one. So it's really nice. Nice and everything. You could sew a button on top to hide the hole if you want. Stuff like that. When you sew it on a cap, you can do stuff like that. Now this hat was really confusing to make because this is one I did on my circular knitting needle, and of course there's a hole on the top of this one. I don't think this one's going to really fit me, but we'll try it anyways. And it kind of fits me a little bit short on me, a little bit. That's how it looks. Some of these hats are not going to be large size because some of them are certain size. This one I made with 3 strands of yarn. Some lady, I don't remember what her name was, but she made it crochet wise, and she ended with a nice brim like this. And this one I think does fit me. Yeah, this one, and I don't remember if she made a scarf, but she made this hat, and this one's got 3 colors of yarn. There's white, green, and I guess that's peach. I'm assuming that's soft peach because it looks close to soft peach roughly. This one really turned out nicely. And of course, there's a bigger one of that. That's the... Okay, there was a bigger one. I was wrong. This one will be way too big to go put on my head, but this one's way bigger. I forgot I made a big one. That's okay. I'll make mistakes, right? Okay, now this one is made with that circular knitting needle. I know this one looks ridiculous, probably. Some people like lawn hats where the ends stick out. This is a super long version of that. It's kind of like you need a tall leg-shaped head, like the leg heads on that movie. I think they were aliens or whatever. But yeah, this is actually a very long one that I made on the knitting one. I think that one might sell. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Okay, we got another. I think this one's actually made with knitting or crocheting. I can't remember. Yeah, this one's made with knitting. Okay, I had to look at the stitches sometime to remember. Because each one has a different stitch. I can't remember all the crochet. If I forget to mention it's a knit or crochet or whatever, sometimes that happens. But this is a hat. I don't know if this one's going to fit me. We'll try it anyways. It's a little shorter on my head. A little bit. Doesn't go up to my ears. So that one's a hat right there. Okay. This one was crocheted. I took my time on this one. I made like holes on the side of it, stuff like that. And then I made some holes down here. I think this one fits me if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one fits me. So this one's actually my size. It's like a 6.5. I think medium. I think I have a medium head from what I remember. Some of these projects are really, 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 really old. I'm not going to mention, like I said, the years because I can't remember how long I've made these. And some yarn was given to me. Some old lady didn't want her yarn anymore, and I did some projects with hers. One of them was on hold. I still got some unfinished projects regardless in between. This is a big hat. I don't know if this one's going to really fit me, though. This one's really big. Yeah, it's a little bigger than my head. So, it's okay to try some projects on. I'm not going to wear any tops or anything like that. Not that I don't like my tops or anything. This one was an experiment right here. And it is crochet. This one is crochet normally on one side. Then I added this weird loop thing. It's a buckle. It's like a buckle hat. I just thought it looked cool. I guess I made the strap a little too long, but there's a buckle thing I sewed into the side of it. That actually didn't look too bad or anything, so I thought it looked fine, so I just left it that way. It kind of slouches, but I don't think that's a big deal. I don't really think it's a big deal. I don't know if it fits me. Let's try. Nope, that's too tight for my head. Hopefully somebody will like that hat. I like to experiment with hats. I actually came up with a stitch pattern that made an X in squares, which is really cool. That's this next hat right here. This one has squares on it. It's really nice. I think this one might fit me. I can't remember all the ones that fit me. That's why I'm trying some of them on. Oh no, this one was too small too. Okay, but that is an X pattern. I took four stitches off of that row, and then each one of them's 4 stitches. So they touch when it makes an X, so I thought that would be cool. Okay, this pattern, I can't remember if this was a star stitch or not, but this one I think fits me. It's another hat. Can't remember this one. I think I remember making this one with the scrap yarn that this old lady didn't want. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, and it fits a little bit too good. That's okay. You gotta make sure they fit so it holds onto your head, otherwise it'll blow off and the wind will take it. I'm not professional at making perfect hats, but you don't have to be professional at crocheting. Eventually it'll fit somebody's head. They can try it on too. Not trying to stretch the crap out of anything. This one I think is... Yeah, this one I think was a... I can't remember if this one's an inner crochet, but otherwise this one has a line brim right here. And I don't know if this one's going to fit. Nope, this one's too small. I can't even fit that one on my head. Some hat sizes, it's hard to tell what they are based on the size. I guess you got to measure around the head or something. This one's a really big one too. This is a stripe one. And I think it's bigger than my head. Yeah, this one would blow right off my head. I'd have to measure some of these before I sell them so people know what size they are around, so they'd be able to fit some people's heads and stuff like that. Another hat. Yes, I got a lot of things, a lot of hats, a lot of finger sculpts, and now we're back. Hats seem to be very Indian. It's the same type of little fold version of the other one with the stripe type brim. I don't know if this one, nope, this one ain't gonna fit me. Some of them will fit me and some of them won't. I like to experiment. You don't have to be perfect at every hat or anything. The first time I made this weird hat, I don't understand how I made it like this, but it was funny when I made it. This side is like got a line on it and everything, and this side's got like lines on it too. I don't remember. I don't think this one fits me. Oh no, it does. Okay, this one fits me a little too well. But yeah, that's how it looks. I had some weird stitching patterns I like doing. I like experimenting at the same time. Okay, this one right here. This one might be crochet, actually. I can't tell. I think this one might be bigger than my head, though. It's a little bigger than my head, just a little bit. Some of them are a little loose. You got to practice on that when you're doing stitches. Okay, here we go. This one is a double stitch. I can't remember which hat it's called, but I made this one. It's like their brim cap one. It barely fits my head, but this one, it has a button on it here. The thing, I can't remember. It's like if you go out in the sun and it wouldn't hit your eye or something like that. I can't remember what that hat was called. I know it's a double stitch twins design. Okay, and that same hat I showed her way earlier with the X's, I made a little kid version of that hat. I think this would fit a baby's head, though. It's got orange X's on it. It's green. So there's that. Goodness gracious, this box is almost full. Okay, here's the one I was thinking of, and it has a weird thing on the top. This is a double stitch twins one. Not that they're weird or anything. I like their patterns regardless. But it had like the weird top thing where you had to join the center, and it has open stitches on the top. It's a bobble. I think it's a bobble stitch hat. It goes with that chain loop scarf that I showed when I folded it to try and show how big the hat is. Really big. This is like a. Not sure if this is. I'm trying to think what kind of hat it would be. Anyways, it's a bobble hat. It's a bobble stitch hat, but it's like a slouchy hat. You wear it and then it slouches a little bit. I know it's part slouchy hat. So I know that part. Alright, another experimental hat. I know this ain't gonna fit me. It's got green on the top. Not really sure why I was blending colors. I like playing with colors too. I think this would fit maybe a little kid's head. Got a puffy stitchy yarn. Bend for the rest of the stuff. Okay, here's another hat. It's not going to fit me, obviously, but I'll put it on anyways. It's a mixture pink. I think it's... I can't remember what that color is, though. It's like a speckles type yarn, I guess you could say. This one will be too big for my head, but this is what it looked like on someone's head. You have to have a big head for that one. I know that much. So at the end, I'm going to have to measure with my... I got a piece of hair in my mouth. I'm going to have to measure with my ruler just to figure out what those are. That's okay to do. Alright. Another experimental hat. This one, I don't know if this one's not going to fit me. I don't know if it is. Nope, this one's not going to fit me. But anyways, this is another orange and yellow burned hat. Okay, another double stitch twins. If I can get it. Stop getting hair in my mouth. I think some dog hair was on one of these projects. Get that hair on my mouth, driving me nuts. This is like a bandana. It's one of their. It was from one of their. I can't remember which book, but otherwise, it's a bandana I made with a flower on it, and the flower has a button on there to hold it on there. This is basically a bandana type, and it's open work, so you can tell it's really nice. But yeah, I'm holding it back as far as I can. I don't remember if this hat fits me or not. I don't know if this one's going to fit. Yep, this one's not going to fit. I can tell you if it's not going to fit because it's too tight. Kind of messes my hair. This one was made with a couple yarns. I can't remember if this was made with 3 yarns or not. And it's got that line effect type thing. I think it was just knitted or not crocheted a certain way. I think there was some crochet one and purl one or something. I'm guessing because I can't remember which one this was. Some of them are crocheted, some of them are knitted. This one actually might just be knitted, actually. I think it is knitted. I can't, like I said, I can tell sometimes if it's crochet or knitted. This one is basically knitted. I thought it was crocheted. Oh, no, it's knitted. I can tell from the back. But otherwise, yeah, it's got a kind of a rough top to it, but it still looks nice. Okay, we're almost to the last bag. Oh, the last bag's really full of stuff. Have to pop this bag up. Okay, this is double stitch twins, and this is kind of like similar to the other one, only it's sewn in place. And this is like a visor, a casual visor. I think that's what it's called. But it's got the corner right here, the flap side. All right, and another one of those hats I showed earlier with the bead, the double stitch twins one. I made another one. Those were different ones. I have. Kind of like the visor hat, only different. Okay. Then again, another one of those hats I'm blabbing about. And here's another one. This one's got more of a pointed top. It was kind of funny, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's still a fashion statement, I guess you could say. I did something based on that hat pattern with the visor one. I did this one from scratch out of my own design. I don't know if it's gonna fit anyone's head. We'll see if it does. But this one is like the visor, only it's got my own stitches on there, so it's a basket weave version of that. Get to the bottom of this pit. Okay, another one of those hats. I forgot how many of those hats I made with the buttons. There's another one. I was obsessed with making the hat. I don't know why. Okay, toss. I think I might have stopped my camera died or something. Regardless, the last hat from that last one, and then we're on the last bag. And this one does fit my head, but I think, yeah, it does. Okay, so this is another hat. The box is pretty much full. Okay, this next item is not for sale. I decided to include this because I made this, I finished this roughly at the end of, before winter start, or before in the middle of winter, I think December I might have done this one. This one I got the idea when I was looking at Darn Good Yarn. They had like this purse idea, purse looking thing, and I made it with the dark. Originally, I had like a the light version of the gray was my original phone case with the button on it and everything. The inside is, and my friend wanted one of these. The first time I made one of these, it was just all light gray. It was just for holding my smartphone. So to hold your smartphone, and pretty much I like to put mine in there upside down for some reason. But you can put your smartphone in it, and then you put your button on. And when I'm in town, the strap stretches, so it ended up going down to my stomach down here. But that's okay with me. It didn't bother me as long as I had my phone on me. I just prefer to put it in here instead of having it drop out of my purse. Some people drop their phones, and I have that carrying case that keeps it from you know, breaking and stuff. And you got that glass, I don't know how, that glass protector. I mean, I get these wallet ones because I like this one, even though I have the thing. You could probably snap that on your waist, but I think it would fall off. That's why I prefer to make these. And like I said, it has a filling in it that's opposite, a different color. You can see the stitches on the side. It's not a big deal. The first time I sold one, I think I must have made 18 bucks off the first one. I sold one to a friend. She wanted one for beach glass, to use it for beach glass and rocks. You can use this for whatever you want. It's multi-purpose. And I have to make sure to buy more buttons in case anybody makes some more orders. I'm actually made about 4 fillings because the filling takes a little time to make, so I have to make straps. I'm going to stock up on these in case anybody wants to order. A friend of mine told me, a friend I visited one time at work told me, you want to sell these 25 bucks a piece. And yeah, this one is the new idea I got. I had to fix mine because my old one was going bad anyways, so. And luckily the inside, I looked at the inside if it was still able to put in another phone case, so that's why that one was put back in the pile, and I think I used it in my friend's phone case. But this is normally, and it's kind of getting worn out a little bit, but that's okay. They're very useful. So if you need it for your smartphone, and I was asked to make one for a kid and stuff like that, so there'll be a kid one in the pictures. It'll be one with a shorter neck strap. It's like 99 rows, I think, is a shorter neck strap. Basically, it's just you make a flat panel, and you fold it around your phone. So you fold it around your phone. Make sure you have a little extra so you can sew the edges together on the inside, from the wrong side, pretty much so. Then when you flip it inside out, you just have to sew down and sew like that. Measure your neck for however you want the neck strap along to be. It will stretch as the phone is inside it, or whatever heavy thing's in there. And then you have your phone case. Or you can just make one where you sew it all the way, so one side and sew this way. Whichever you prefer. I made 2 of them. One, a person didn't want a phone case for it, but I'm still charging 25 bucks even if it doesn't have the neck case, or the neck strap, because I still think I deserve 25 bucks. It's still fair. I don't think I'm robbing anybody. It's not a big deal. But, I mean, you should charge what you deserve for it. With or without the neck strap. I made a longer neck strap, which was like purse style for a friend. It was a watermelon. Her girlfriend wanted one, but she just wanted the neck strap to be my size. I guess it was 174 rows. Well, anyways, the next one is for the South. I made some South Park characters prior to this. I made actually Mr. Hat the puppet. I'll probably show that on there at the end of the pictures. At the end of this video, it'll be pictures. I know I'm rambling. Letting our creators do that. And this is actually knit, so it's not crochet. The only thing that's crochet, and this is totally, I actually crocheted and sewed these pieces on. I just sewed the lines on, sewed it on here, and I sewed the eyelashes on. But otherwise, I did that. I didn't do that to the inside, sewing it on the inside. The inside's still bare and everything. I sewed, before sewing the inside in, I sewed on whatever crocheted items I wanted to sew on. I made a Kenny one for my friend. I'm going to make more Kenny ones because South Park seems to be a popular item. But this is just a regular one with and the button is not down here on this one. It's like up here, so you could show the face on the character, obviously. The other ones are normally longer. This one's just going to have to be like this so it could show his face and everything. So, alright, that one goes over here. Wrong place. I was going to accidentally keep that one. Okay, now we're going to the last bag, which I believe is just bags, unless there's something else in there that I don't know about. And this one has a zipper. There's no fillings in most of these bags. So this one was actually a pattern off Darn Good Yarn. The strap I made from scratch. So it's kind of twisted, but the strap was made from scratch regardless. And it's a 2 ways. It's different. So my friend didn't like it at first because he's like, it's like Packer colors, but this is actually like a tan color, so that's not really white, but whatever. I don't care. I like Packers because my dad didn't like it back when he was alive and everything. This is one side of it, like a bullseye. And the other side, I think, is like kind of like a granny square. And there's a piece of hair on it. And this one's kind of like a granny square effect in the middle, I say, because it's got that circle part. So a lot of people like this bag when I showed it off at work. And an old pattern. I think I did this one last year, the year before, while my hands weren't so messed up because I had carpal tunnel surgery, like I said earlier, stuff like that. I had old granny squares. And this bag has a short strap. It's like a handheld bag, roughly. It's not a over-shoulder one like the other one is. This one's just regular on the back. It's got a short strap, so it's just a handbag, pretty much, my version of a handbag. And then it looks open because there's nothing inside there, but it's basically got, if I could straighten it out a little more better so you can see. I just took 4 different granny squares and sewed them together because I forgot what I was going to do with them, so I thought I'll just put them together and make it a handbag out of it. It turned out fine. It's not, there's no zipper on it or nothing. It's just the work the way it is. And this one I got off the Burnett yarn site, I think it was. And this is a small purse, and this one doesn't have anything to hold it open or closed. I'm not sure if I could sell these without fillings. People can add their own fillings to bags, too. I'm sure they know how to do that. But this one's just got a little strap. This one probably meant for a kid. It's got tassels on it. I made the tassels different colors so you can see them. And the bag that took me from 2006 to, I think it was 2019 or the middle of 2018 when that pandemic, that COVID, aka the flu, I'm calling it the flu. You call it COVID, I'm calling it the flu. But anyways, I made the outside, and the outside color, the main color of this bag, it's really, really big. And it is made, this is Mary Maxim. I don't know what the color is. I could never find it again. I think they quit making it. But it's a very long bag, long strap. I finished it in 2000, I think it was 2022 when I finished it. The strap is like long too. The other side is just the same as the color of the arm strap. And then we got a big, get that hair out of there. We got a big long strap sewn against the side to make the bag a little wider. I'm sure somebody will want that bag. Like I said, people can sew their own fillings in because I don't want to sew something in there and then it gets snagged on the yarn and then it rips. That's my biggest fear. I mean, there's ways to sew the zipper on and stuff like that. The first time I sewed a zipper on a bag, it actually didn't rip. The first time I did it in general with one of my bags or my pouches I had on my side, that one actually that one basically messed up so bad I couldn't fix it. And I just ripped it out. Okay, I got some cotton yarn. I had to put cotton yarn in this one because I kept forgetting if it was cotton or not. I took a couple different yarn colors and made this bag. I can't remember if I made a second one. I think this is the only one I made. It's just like a bag you'd go, a little market bag, really small market bag. But it turned out nice. Now, the next one I ended up making a giant, I can't remember the colors I used entirely. I think one of them's Darn Good Yarn, but I think I'm wrong on that. No, it's not Darn Good Yarn, okay. No, it's a different yarn color. I think it's called Circus. I can't remember the yarn brand. I know it was a Circus color, but the strap on this is really long. And the bag is a giant granny square. And this one doesn't have has a little flat edging on the side of it from the strap. But it is a giant, pretty much a giant granny square. I'm holding it upside down because it's hard to focus this one, I think, a little bit. Unless I'm focusing it. Well, I can't see the other side of the camera. So I'm just assuming people can see that one. Originally, okay, this next bag, I had 2 of them. But because a friend of mine retired, I gave her the second one for free as a gift. She likes the bag very, very, very much. And I made 2 of them. I call it the fun bag. And I have another version of the fun bag, too. So, I'm going to show the first fun bag I made before I show this one. Because the one I gave is the same color. So, I'll show this one first. I call it the fun bag. That's what I call it. This is a bigger version of the fun bag, I guess you could say. And it's got a lawn strap to widen it when you open it a little bit. So it's really nice looking. I call it the fun bag. That's what I just give it a name for it. You can call your bag whatever you want to call it. There's no fillings in my bags, like I said, but I'm okay with it. Now this is the bag my friend got the same color. Can't remember the color, but it's the same one. I had 2 of these, but now I only have 1. So this is the one. She really liked the colors I chose on this one. I can't remember what the color was though. That's one thing that sucks, because then you try to find that color down the road. You'll remember what the color is, and then you can't remember what the color is, and you're like, dang it, they discontinued it, kind of like they did with the Lion brand yarn, and that kind of sucks. Boy, this box is definitely full. My friend that could sell these for me, but they're going to have to sew their own fillings in these ones. This one I had on my knitting loom for the longest time, and perhaps to sell it, or finish it, if I could speak English. Because I'm not going to have time to sell these. I just sewed a strap, and there's kind of sewed in there a little funny, but that's okay. It's like a handheld bag. It's a long one too. This one actually has a filling in it, no zipper, just open work. Not all handbags are sewn and shut or anything. They are sealed with something. Okay, the next thing was made on knitting needles. It's a very nice bag on one side, and I don't remember the colors, like I said. The strap is long, like this. And it's like a little bag, no filling, nothing. Now the coolest thing about this one, I learned how to, I've actually took the idea on the internet, because I looked up graphs with squares to get this pattern for the skulls. I put 2 skulls on this one. This is a skull bag, pretty much. It's going to be probably hard to see the skull because of the colors. There's 2 of them. There's 1 on each side. So there's 1 on that side, 1 on that side. And the last, oh, wait, I have 1 more after this, I think. I'm trying to save there's 3 more things. I gotta lift those out and all. The weirdest thing I ever made at the end. The weirdest thing I ever made, I think I finished in 2020. That's when I think I finished that one. Well, I'll just say that ahead of time. We'll leave the last one for last, because that one's really big. Anyways, I came up with this idea. My friend wanted me to make some kind of phone case for her, and I made a weaved one, and I weaved every one of these straps. Yes, there's holes in this one, and I made this for her. She gave me 15 bucks. She liked it. I didn't know what to charge her. She just paid me, told me it was worth it. And you just hang it from your pants strap, that's why that little hole's there. So you do put it through your pants strap, and like that loop of your pants, pretty much, or you can do it through your belt, I guess. The next thing I made does not have a button on it. This was an experiment. I don't know if I'm really going to sell this thing. I left a hole in it. It was supposed to be having like a little candy bar holder, but this one I'm not going to toss in the box, because this one is just an experiment, because it's not finished, I guess. I'm just going to show it anyways. If I show it again, then so be it. And then there's a buttonhole, kind of like that idea I had for the buttonholes. That's probably because of this thing. It's supposed to be a backpack type thing. It's an experiment that I never finished. The next thing is another cell phone case. This one's grindy square style. This one is actually very long. I think it's long. I don't know if it's longer than my phone even. Let's see. My phone will even fit in here. If it is, then I made it too long. Let's try and slip my phone in here. Oh yeah, it's over my phone right here. That's okay though. Whatever, it ain't gonna matter as long as it's in there deep and it's not getting lost anywhere. It's a lawn phone case, or you could throw something in here that's not pen-wise or something that'll slip through the holes. There's 2 on each side, and just a little, like that other one, you put it on the loop of your pants or through your belt. Now the last thing is the goofiest thing I have ever made. This one, don't ask, everybody would ask for this pattern. I don't even know where the pattern is. I threw this together out of boredom, because in 2019 I got bored. That's even though work was starting back up and everything. Okay, this is the long the strap is, the arm strap. Yes, this is kind of a goofy bag. I don't think anybody would really buy this. I don't know if they would. I'd have to fix it up on the top just so it doesn't slouch so much. And it's got the same thing on both sides. This side has this, but it has a turkey head on it. This is not a normal turkey, apparently. This is an alien turkey. I think I'm going to have to sew the top up like this, maybe so it would stand out better. I think I'm going to do that with some gray yarn, but yeah, this is the goofiest thing I ever made. It's like a turkey bag. It's kind of cute. I guess it's an alien turkey, I guess we're going to have to call it. I'm going to actually fix this one, and then I'll throw it in that box, and then I'll have someone buy it. And they can make their own fillings for the bags, because I don't want to accidentally get a zipper stuck in there. Because people know how to sew fillings in there. I shouldn't have to. I mean, I could, but I just don't want to, because I just don't want to screw it up. Anyways, that's my collection, and whenever the heck they got finished. But those are all those ones, and I'll post my pictures of the other items I made. I made a teddy bear for a friend, and I hear the kid really likes the bear and everything, and my dog thought the bear was for her, which was really sad, but I'm going to try and make her a toy down the road. I don't know if she's allergic to yarn. If there's yarn dogs could chew on, I just don't want her to eat something by accident and get sick and die, you know. You don't want your dog to get sick. But otherwise, I'll post the other videos I'll post on the end of this video my other pictures of things I completed, my other phone cases. The frog one will be the green one I made for my friend because her phone fell in the toilet. So she liked that when she laughed at it because I said, Mr. Frog, you'll keep her phone safe. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video.